Did you get the boat out yet?
Mm-hmm. Not out of the water.
You look good in some Hawk shirts out there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Backer, TC Backer.
With the GAF Energy Solar System, you'll not only get a roof that's secure and stylish, it's also financially smart, as solar can save you money on your energy bills, and the solar can pay for itself and your roof over time. There is no better time to go solar than when you're installing a new roof. It's one project, one crew, with less disruption and hassle within your home. The GAF Energy Solar Solution is what we call direct to deck, meaning it won't compromise your roof's waterproofing protection. And it can come with the best warranty in the business from a company that has been around for over a century. Our solar roofs are well designed by roofing experts for roofers. They look great because it's integrated into the roof. GAF Energy Solar Systems allow you to turn your roof into a financial asset. It generates energy for your home so you can run on sunshine. That means you won't need to buy as much power from your electric utility, lowering your monthly bill. With a policy called net metering, you can also feed electricity back into the grid when your solar is producing more electricity than your home is using. You'll get a credit for that electricity, lowering your power bill even further. And with tax incentives available, your overall solar system costs can be considerably lower, meaning even more savings for you. With all of these savings, the system can actually pay for itself and even your new roof over time. There are over 2 million solar homes in the U.S. now, and more people are switching to clean renewable energy every year. Your roofer can create a customized solar proposal for you by assessing your roof and looking at your power bill. The proposal will have pricing specific to your new roof and solar project. Again, there is no better time to go solar than when you're installing a new roof. So consider choosing a GAF Energy Solar System that is roof integrated, saves you time and money, and contributes to a vision of energy from every roof.
What's going on, everyone? I'm Chris Baker.
And I'm Ty Backer.
Welcome to episode 83 of Behind the Tool Belt with TC Backer Construction. We got tongue twister there. We got some special guests with us tonight. You guys know Chris Markey. He's been on here quite a few times. We got one of our associates here, Glenn Orr. He's going to be joining, talking a little bit about his employment here, his career, how he got here. And we also got a couple special topics and a special announcement that we got to make at some point tonight here. So it'll be an interesting episode. It's always interesting when we got Chris Markey on the show here.
Yes.
And
I'll
we
take that
actually
as a compliment.
we got a yin and a yang here because we got another strong personality and a fun guy over here with Glenn.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a great episode tonight.
It will be.
I guess we can dive right into it, man. What's new with you, Markey?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Now, listen, life in general. You do the vacation, you come back, but business in general has been really good.
Yeah.
Trying to hire people like everybody else. I think Ty's going to touch on some of that stuff later.
Yep.
And just, and growing and loving your employees and making sure you're doing stuff right. And going through trials and tribulations and just like any other business owner. But we've been blessed and to try to do the things that we do and that we want to do every day, just like everybody else.
Right on, man.
You guys have a heck of a time over there too, man. Every time we come, everyone's always got good spirits.
Yeah, man.
And
great culture.
yeah, for sure.
I feel the same thing when I walk over here. You know what I mean? I feel it all the time.
Right on.
But that's the way it should be. If anything, I'm probably the grumpiest person. Don't make a comment, Glenn. I know it's
I'm not
coming.
going to. I'll let it go for
I
now.
can relate to that.
I'm usually the grumpiest person in the office, or I'll be the one yelling. My role has become a little different now. It's if somebody needs somebody to be told, I go tell them. That's my job.
Right on. Yeah, right on.
So,
Well, after a while, it's like, you got to find what you're good at. Unfortunately or fortunately for business, being a business owner, you can't be good at everything.
Right.
But early on, you try to wear all those hats. But when you start to surround yourself around good people and smarter people in other areas that you're not so smart, and it's tough to relieve some of those responsibilities and turn them over and delegate it to other people. But once you can
huge. I mean, that's a huge
Right.
issue in an office. And, my sales manager, Chuck, has been with me for a long time. Outside of Tammy, my sales manager, Chuck, who's phenomenal. has preached that for a while, and
Yes.
it's hard.
It is tough.
It's so hard. Like, and I'm at a point now where I try to stay away. I try to let him run more of the sales side, and I go back and stay on top of the back end of things with the people. I mean, they can do it themselves, but I try to be more of an asset to them. I'll fold shirts, I'll move boxes, I'll deliver stuff. Usually when they want to get me out of the office, there's stuff packed at the back garage door, right? That means we don't want you here today. Take this stuff and get lost. That's I guess the love language of our office is get out.
Right.
So,
but that's not a bad thing to go out and visit your customers either, and let them know you're still alive and things are going well, and keeping that relationship moving. And
Still
going.
has the Markey touch to the business.
Yeah, and
you're probably the reason that a lot of those relationships were established, I'd imagine.
And unfortunately, a lot of new ones not because of me,
right,
because of what we do,
right.
But the walking into a building and you deliver something, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I haven't seen you before," and I'll be like, "Oh, my name's Chris," and what do you do there? And I'm like, "Well, I write the paychecks. I sign the paychecks. That's my job.
Yeah.
Like, I just make sure everybody gets paid.
Yep.
So
right on.
But and deliver product.
Yeah.
But it's good to be back. I was thinking about this the last time we saw each other. We were at my shop. I had my boot on because I tore my Achilles, and it was April.
Yes.
And you guys came in the day before and raised hell in my shop, walking around taking videos.
That was a blast. That was probably one of our better shows. Usually our better shows is when you're on or we have a guest, and we were talking earlier, we always enjoy the energy that you bring to the table and to the show, and you've played a big, huge part in our success and networking and mentoring and marketing.
Yeah. You're one of the people in our circle that get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That you're able to be serious with business.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good time. You treat your people good, and the culture. Like you can walk into your establishment and tell that the stuff that you say on here is real. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And that goes
really live that.
And your circle. You talk about it all the time.
Yep.
In your circle,
those
people. I've always said I had a mentorship board, and the people that when I started my business on my mentorship board, like a Mike Wecker. You walk into Wecker's Carpet over there, they have a good vibe in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a good vibe, and when there people come in to put flooring down, even if they're subs though, they're what I mean. Mike and them take care of those people, and so you surround yourself with those type of people, and you put yourself in a position to succeed because those people have showed you the way. It's like watching your dad fish. If your dad was a big fisherman, you watch your dad fish because he's a really good fisherman.
Yep,
right?
for sure.
And then hopefully someday you'll be better than him. So, and I'm at that point now. My son is in the business. And ultimate goal, 10 or 12 years from now is for him to take it over. But he coaches and everything. Now he's got to get acclimated and get involved with the youth programs and get to know the athletic directors, and get to know the business people, and go to these things and get on boards and be all of that. And it'll come out. But
and that's great. I'm glad you said that, and that he's getting involved with those types of things, because so many times, a second generation or a third generation, something's not the same. When dad leaves or grandpa leaves the business, things tend to change. The relationships aren't the same. They were tarnished. They didn't like the young snot-nosed punk kid. But the way that I see you bringing your son up through it, and having him being involved in those activities that you're talking about, coaching and knowing the sports director and those guys in the schools, that's big. I mean, that's big. Get those relationships now. You know what I mean? Because that generation's going to switch over too. The guys of our age are going to pass the torch on to a younger generation. So why not get him involved?
Well, we've taken that same kind of thing that you're talking about with my son, and it came to light when I said, hey, I'm going to expand. We were already doing business in Hanover, okay? And I think I had talked to you about this. Yep. Hanover, New Oxford, Bermuda, like all of that area. We were already doing business there. And I took this little bit of this, hey, listen, we're going to bring Mason in, and we're going to throw him down this road, and we're going to train him. We're going to love him. We're going to bring him along. He's going to be like somebody, anybody else in this office, but he's got to do these certain things. And then when I started saying like, oh man, I'm going to ask him to be a part of Leadership York, and I'm going to. So then when I hired the rep for Hanover, the first thing I said to the rep, Austin, who went to Southwestern. Okay, well, first of all, anything in Hanover, if you're from that area, you got to have a sales rep that's from that area. You got to have people that are involved in Hanover. It's. And then what I learned about Hanover, North and South, and like the northern half of Hanover and divided by the the whole thing you learn. But the thing that that was the best for us out there, we already had customers and everything, but we went in and said, we're not here to sell. We met with 5 or 6 of the biggest people that we know that knew a lot of people, like yourself or like us here. They knew a lot of people there, and they're involved in the community and leadership, getting in Leadership Hanover, joining Rotary, doing all these things. Before we even sold a new account, we went out and did, Austin's doing all these things. And I do it with my son, and I should do it with my sales rep. And we go into an area, look, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just learning about it. I want to learn about your area. I'm not from Hanover, but I want to know what makes you guys tick out here. You know? And I think that matters. You know what I mean? You can't go into Delaware and start slinging roofs without doing a little bit of homework.
Exactly.
Right.
No, you're right. You're right. And we had a presence down there for quite a long time in like a different area. Okay, so like what I mean by that is we did a lot of new construction, but we hit over time and several years of being there, we've developed relationships with the locals, with the local businesses, and have been able to network with those people. And now we're ready to unleash the retail aspect of things. Whether it be insurance restoration, storm damage, or just simply retail. You know what I mean? Like we've laid the foundation, like you said. We've done our homework, we've done our research on that area. Like,
and they've probably asked you.
Does this
Those
make
people
sense?
down there are like, hey, do you do this?
Yeah.
And then you get enough of the, do you do this?
Right.
And then you start going, well, I've had 12, do you do this?
Right.
And you add it up in your head and you go, well, shit, I'm going to buy that machine over there.
Yeah, right.
With a job a month, right?
Yeah,
there.
Right there's a job a
referrals
month.
should lead to referrals, and honestly, lifetime friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just about going out and selling the job. We're there to make a friend. You know what I mean? Let leads turn into more leads, lead to more leads.
Right.
You know what I mean?
What's your best lead generation? Word of mouth.
Well,
Referrals.
Glenn's an employee.
Word of mouth referrals from somebody that you trust.
Right, but Glenn's an employee. To be honest with you, it starts with your employees. If they like where you look, if they like where they work,
They're the face of the business.
they're gonna be like, "Oh man, we'll take care of you." Just call Ty or call Tom, and let them take care of it. It's ultimately going to come back to them to put the roof on or put the windows in or do any of that. But a good employee, he's going to run. They're going to run their mouth about it because they love it too. They love it just as much as your customers do.
Yeah, man.
You give them the clothes to wear.
Yeah.
You make them part of everything, and that an employee as well as having a customer that's satisfied. It's the same old. It hasn't changed in years. No. But what I've learned is that what you hear every day, and I tell this, like let's say I go sit with a brewery, and they're like, I don't know what to get, and I don't want to put a lot of money out for stuff, but I want to have stuff to sell. And I said, listen, you're going to go out and you're going to get certain small amount of things to start, certain different colors, and then what's going to happen is they're going to tell you. And you make
You'll
a mental
still have
note.
stuff on your shelf. You got some stuff you don't order.
Would you talk about the ladder thing?
Right.
Right, so you said, hey, I got this ladder thing.
Yeah, ladder baby.
Now all the guys are like, hey.
Yeah, right. Like Houdini was like, I'm taking this.
He wanted that on his truck.
I'm taking this.
Same things that happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some shirts up there, right? Oh, well, listen. I like pockets on mine. Well, how many times you gonna hear somebody say I want a pocket?
Yeah.
Or hey, I want the snapback flex fit ones now, not just the flex fit ones. The snapback flex, the deeper. They'll tell you everything you want to know.
Yeah. Right.
So your the employee will tell them what they'll sell it for you. The people that you work with in the area will put your name out there. And if you're going to put stuff out, they're going to tell you what they want.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you putting windows in a neighborhood, every neighbor drives by and goes, yeah, you know what, they're really nice, but ours would be black if we bought them.
Right. Yeah.
Ours would be black.
They also got a one-up. It's called keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
But you got to keep that initial customer happy. So then the word of mouth spreads.
Right. Everybody
you don't want to put a bad taste in somebody's mouth.
Phil Holloway, now you guys do have Horizon, but Phil Holloway's been a friend of mine since high school, and and I'm not preaching, but he has Go Green, and that happened. I've never said one word to a neighbor in my neighborhood. Well, I should say one person next door, but outside of that, my lawn spoke.
Yeah.
So we have a true green.
Right.
I'll give you a little research here, so I'll give you a little insight.
Right.
We have a true green on one side of the road, and you have Go Green on the other side. So it's like a competition.
Of course.
Right? So, but that's what happens. You're exactly right. So it becomes a competition.
But see the difference. Okay, so what you got to do though is you can't just go and do the job. You got to put yourself out there. You got to, introduce yourself to the neighbors. You see someone taking their trash can out, you got to go out and say, hey, I'm Ty. I'm with TC Backer Construction.
Outstanding point.
We're doing Nancy's roof over here next week. I see that your home is the same age. It looks like your shingles are in the same condition. Would you like a free estimate with a free inspection report? But you know what I mean? You can't just assume just because we put the yard sign out there that someone's going to, because what they're going to do is Google roofer near me. I've seen it time and time again over the years, and often asked myself, well, my yard sign's there. Why are they not calling us? Well, because we didn't put ourselves out there.
Right.
We didn't knock the doors. We didn't wait for the neighbors to come out. You know what I mean? We just kind of went in, did our thing for the one person, but then the rest of the neighborhood, same year, make model homes. The shingles are the same age. Well, why aren't we canvassing the neighborhood? Why aren't we putting door hangers on it? Not to get off, but you can't be lazy about it. You got to put yourself out there. You got to be confident enough in the product that you're using and doing and providing, you know, to be able to look someone in the eye and say, we do have the best product at the most affordable cost.
Right. Well, and then a lot of times it takes the cost out. You know, everybody says, well, and I always love the people that go, hey, he's cheaper than you. And I go, well, if he's cheaper, then his product's probably not as good. Because when you start talking cheaper, you start talking the product's.
You want to know a perfect example of that?
But most people's labor prices are
quality.
Listen, for quality.
Right. Well, it's just a quality, but just say the word cheaper in general.
Yes.
I have never questioned your pricing.
Right.
Not one time.
Right.
I've never compared it to anyone else's. Why? Because I like him.
Yeah.
I've made a friend, not just through I think maybe that I did. I think Mike Shue turned me on to years ago. Yeah. Okay, when you had your little shop down on Sumner.
Yeah.
What was it? Sumner Street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Man, you got a good memory for an old guy.
Right. so I walk in there. I'm like, hey, I want something. It's like I don't even know what I want. You know what I mean? So if we really think about it, like you've helped with that whole creation. I'm looking at the logo there. Well, that was a big part of your influence on that. Now you don't want to do this. Now you don't want to do that. You want the little black line so it pops around the white.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those little things. And I liked you, and I liked what you were telling me, and the quality of it.
Yeah.
I've never price checked you.
Well, isn't the rule on something that? Well, let's go back to.
Shame on me. But it worked.
But also too,
it works.
listen,
You build a relationship.
Yeah,
right, build a relationship. But here's what it is with that. Listen, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Okay, so if I'm going to go out and know that this guy's never going to ask for a price on me, all right, I'm going to get slaughtered at some point. Somebody's going to walk in and he'll be like, "What have you done to me for 20 years?" You know what I mean? So listen, if there's valid reasons, hey, listen, you only spend X amount of dollars. You know what I mean? There's valid reasons to say to somebody, that's why you didn't get his price, or he had more, or you had more colors, or whatever. I'm going to tell you a great sales point that I just learned. An old timer I knew, but then I went to Redline. He used to do driveways. He'd go in, tear out a driveway, or he'd repave the top of a driveway, right? And what he'd do is he'd go to each neighbor on each side of the house and be like, hey, I just want to be courteous to let you know we may be in your yard a little bit. We'll try to do the best to fix it. Or, hey, we may have something that goes over there. If there's anything that bothers you, let me know.
Right.
That's all he did.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, the people would be like, I really appreciated your candor and being courteous of us. And, and before the job was over, he'd walk next door and be like, you guys okay?
Yes.
Do I need to do anything?
Yes.
Next thing you know, guess what? He's doing the neighbors. That's all they thought about was
and
this.
that's what our door hangers say. When they're not home, hey, we're across the street. If there's any debris that flew in your yard, here's our
We're not selling you anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, get the business card in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
Because what do you do with business cards?
Yeah.
If someone comes to your house and hands you a business card and they have any kind of remote personality of any kind, it doesn't go in the trash. It just goes in a drawer
or a door
hanger.
Like that. No, it has shelf life.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not tangible at that point.
Right.
It stays around.
Yes.
You know, just like our old football articles in the paper, your mom cuts them out. It's still tangible. It still stays around. It's still in a box.
Yeah. So even if you don't feel comfortable, because some people as salespeople don't feel comfortable just knocking on a door and saying, "Hey, would you like me to estimate your roof?"
Yeah.
Like, because some people that's high pressure. You know what I mean? In someone's home.
Yes.
You're probably going to get turned away more than you're going to be like, yeah, actually, I do want you to do that.
Yeah.
So you can even approach a situation and say, hey, I'm doing Mr. Jones's roof 2 doors down. Here's my business card. If any trash blows in your yard, call me and I'll come clean it up.
Look, we'll be starting at 7 a.m.
That gets your business card.
John's the supervisor on the site.
Right.
Or Glenn's the supervisor on
a
the
month
site.
later, you get a windstorm and a shingle blows off.
Yes.
Hey, that roofer guy left his
where's
card
our
here.
business
Where's
card
that card at?
Yes. Right.
Well, the wife and the husband
Right
are
there.
arguing at that
Yeah.
point. I told you not to throw it away, Sal.
Right. Yeah.
I knew we'd need that at some point. You're always cleaning up my house.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, it is, and you try to do your best, but you try to continue to grow all the way along. And for me, my growth right now is learning where my place is. What you said.
Yeah.
Where my place is at
and
my business.
That's a hard transition. That's a super hard. Transitioning into that position was super hard, at least for me. I'm still struggling with that. I still find myself not saying to myself necessarily, okay, what am I doing today? But that rush and that stress of I got to get this done. I got to get you know what I mean? Because I made all of these promises, whether it be estimates or orders need to go out,
Right.
or all of
All
that.
right, well, let's ask the people. So you guys work for Ty,
Yes.
right? So, all right, we'll start with you, Glenn. The expectations of Ty. If he doesn't show up or show around, does that bother you?
No, I told him before. That's what you pay us for.
Okay.
That's our
Chris?
jobs.
Honestly, man, I don't even like. When I first started, if he wasn't here, I might be like, "Where's Ty at?" You know what I mean? But anymore, I probably wouldn't even call him until the end of the day when the day's over, just to kind of fill him in on what happened throughout the day.
Yeah.
But
to some
it's-
people, and that's where the culture comes in.
Yeah.
Okay, some people are like, well, Ty's never around, or he was down at his boat, or okay, but what about the weekends he was in here?
Yeah.
And what about the weekends or the nights he went out and shoveled snow?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The
Once
funny
you start-
thing is if he's not here, the assumption isn't even he's out doing something
Yeah,
for himself. He's at a business meeting in Delaware. He's doing something for
my
the business.
point being,
You know what I mean?
though, my point being, your culture drives that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
your culture, is they going to question that? Like
No.
when I was away on vacation, and it's been going on for years in the sense where we keep working up to a point where they never want to call me. Like I don't put the I'm away on vacation on my email. I don't do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the employee, they don't want to do that. They're like, don't even think about it, which
Yeah.
is hard.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Right.
As a business owner,
I
It
try
is.
not to call Ty unless I have to.
Yeah.
No, I try
Yeah.
not to bother him. I know he has his own stuff going on and stuff.
Right, but the culture is built that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, maybe your background. So my parents were like, you do your job, you don't ask any
Yeah.
questions, you'll get paid, blah, blah, blah. Same, you guys just brought that
You
up. And my shop, I've had people come back.
Yeah.
They've left.
Right.
All of a
So
sudden,
have we.
that
got a lot
grass,
of that.
So have we.
that
Yeah,
grass
and it
isn't
doesn't
greener.
even bother me anymore when people leave, dude. And I see other people might not get rattled, but be concerned that, oh man, they're leaving. And anymore, I'm kind of like, they're lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know what we've done, and to circle back a little bit on what you're talking about, I feel comfortable enough not to come in here every day, and I do come in most days. Okay, but those days that I'm not here first thing, or I leave for the weekend to go to Delaware or whatever, I feel comfortable enough because I know these guys are going to be here. Vic, Glenn and Chris and Brandon and Jerry. Dude, when I come rolling in, it used to be I would be the first one here. That's not the case. I'm about the third or fourth person, fifth.
And that makes you
sometimes.
mad, doesn't it?
Not anymore.
Okay, all right.
You know what makes me mad is I should have probably got on the treadmill.
I'm with you. I should have walked the neighborhood with
You
the
know what I mean?
dog.
That's what I should be doing.
Yeah.
I should get up, drink a cup of coffee, not stress on the dog to hurry up, let him do his business.
And walk on the treadmill.
Yeah, and get on the treadmill and roll in at 6:30.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You pay people when you treat people well, in
But
our
you know
environment
why I
to
don't?
cover that.
I'm
You know
so
what I mean?
terrified that if I'm not leading by example, that will stop.
Yeah. Fully understand. The other thing that for me is we're in that tweener age, so, and I can't speak. You might have gone through this, or maybe have gone through it, or still going through it. But we're at that tweener stage. So you're trying to bring on people, but sometimes during the year it's not enough. But you got to keep them on,
Yep.
and then you just need to grow a little bit more so that then they're both busy enough
Yes.
all the time. You know what I mean? I'm at that tweener, so I've become the tweener. I become the, oh, Tammy, do you need me to do something? Or, hey, she's off today, so okay, I'll do some art for everybody. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Right.
I've become that tweener, which makes you feel good.
Yeah, right.
But that's where we are.
But
That's-
you gain so much more respect by being, they know that you can do those tasks.
I'm going to tell you something. They will tell you that the worst job in our shop is cleaning the screens after they're done being printed. You put them in a dunk tank to take off all the emulsion and the ink, and then you pull them out. And it's not bad, but it's not fun. But I'll be the first one to go back.
Right on.
Yeah,
You gotta do that, man.
And that's how you earn respect.
Well,
Yes, for sure.
but when you start cleaning them, if the owner can clean them well. Now there's some people over there, like my screen printer Corey, or the screen printer at the shop Corey. He'll be like, "Yeah, it's all right," you know, them artsy guys. You know what I mean? It can never be enough. But you know, I take pride in cleaning this, and we clean our screens. Like I look at other people on show, like you know how you follow other things, and I look at their screens and I go, "Man, ours are way cleaner." Like. We don't have no shadows in our screen. Like it looks like it's outside of some on the side because you can't get it off because it's older.
Yeah.
And just like that, just like you get them the right product.
Yes.
I've always looked at what do you need? What do you need? I buy it for you. Because if you need something, I always had a bad feeling about an owner that had old equipment because he was worried about paying for his boat and his 2 trucks and his house and his golf club membership before he could get the better equipment so that person didn't have to work as hard. That bothered me.
Right.
Because I said, if you give them the right equipment, they're going to, right?
Yeah.
If you
They're
give
gonna work
them,
harder for you.
Oh,
For
yeah,
sure.
man. You know, and then when they walk out the door and they tell people about it, oh no, we had the state of the art stuff. Like we have ours is like 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris will probably get a new one.
You do have that, and I don't. Half of it, I don't even know what it does, but it looks pretty freaking cool.
Wait till
whatever
you
it is.
wait.
One looks like 2 of them look like carousels or something, or those
Spiders.
Yeah, that you can actually sit on and ride around. In
They
a circle.
do. It looks like a freaking carnival
Right,
ride.
right,
It does.
right, and it's
It
bright
does.
green color. Yeah, it's cool looking, man.
Well, wait till you see dear lady that works for us, Misty Shima. She's a workaholic. She's a good lady, and we're buying these machines where you take the screen instead of having to stick it in the dunk tank, you stick it in one end and it comes out the other side clean. Then you stick it in a dryer. Then you pull it out of the dryer about a half hour later. You do a whole rack.
Nice.
Then you stick it in the machine and it coats it on both sides by itself. You pull it out, stick it in a dryer. Then you pull it out and you stick it in another machine. And instead of having like the vellums that you have to put on and then you put it on a machine and you burn it and then you have to wash it out, the whole machine does it. You stick it in, it does
Nice.
it electronically and cleans it out. So yeah, it's
Very
going to
cool.
cost me a good bit of coin, but she can do 48 screens in a matter of probably about an hour and a half. 48 screens. We have 400 and some odd screens at our shop. So if she wanted to, she could work a 10-hour day and clean every screen in
Nice.
one day.
How long does it normally take to clean a screen right now?
We can do 16, and then you have to wait usually about 2 or 3 hours with to let it soak before you can clean another set. So we could probably.
So you're tripling, almost quadrupling production there.
Correct.
Absolutely.
If I did
It's like
400,
At the least.
if I did 400 all 400 of our screens, it would take us a week
Right on.
to really do them.
Yeah.
Like
And
do
you can do
them,
it in a 10-hour
do them
day.
right. But now, if I get this, I get. But you know, listen, you're ponying up. Now you got to make logistics work. Is the room big enough? Do I have
Right.
the right drainage? The whole nine. Do you want to do shout outs? I didn't mean
Yeah.
that. I'm
No,
not sorry, I'm
that's
just
okay.
talking. I know you wanna shout.
You were reading my mind though. There's
Well, I just saw shout outs.
Yeah, I always put that up so we don't forget because I think we've had episodes already
Oh,
where
man, we
the
didn't
hour is
talk.
over just like
Yeah.
that, and it's like, let's go another 10 minutes here. Hold on again.
I think the
Hold on a
first time
minute.
I was ever on that happened. We started talking about youth sports, and when it meant to
Yes.
us, we got to the end.
Yeah.
You're like, we should do shout outs, and it was like 8:05.
Right,
Something like that.
right.
Dude, that was honestly one of our best episodes that we've ever had
Yeah.
as far as views go and,
Yeah.
and you know, people,
Still, yeah,
people
today,
interacting and
right.
that kind of stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
I
sure.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you what,
I just
it's-
seen that one the other day. It came up on my memories.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's
Sitting over there.
We should have reposted it.
I think I might have.
It would've got more
actually.
views.
Honestly, I think I might have shared it.
his
Yeah,
nose
or
hairs
commented
were a little
on it or
long.
something.
Couldn't see.
His nose, Glenn, his
I don't know,
nose
man.
hairs were a little
That's
long.
what it knows.
Might-
It knows
I
hairs were in
think
the
that might have been what it
front.
was.
He couldn't see it.
It might have been the environment that we were in too. I might have.
Shout out to Ryan Bruner, keep him trimmed up.
Right on.
That was my first shout out. I'm good now. Well, my wife. I love you, honey. My daughter.
Right on.
Shout out.
Thank you, Colin, for that. And you take care of us too, man. It works both ways, man. So,
Yes.
who else is on here? Alan Tyson. Yes, he said a few things. Yes, it does make the job quicker. And also, I think he's going to need some shirts made for Fisher's Racing.
Yes, let's
So,
do it.
yeah.
I'm doing, is there a billet racing? I'm doing a billet. You ever hear of billet?
Yeah,
I'm doing a
they're
billet.
sprint cars.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
doing billet right now.
Yeah.
and yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Some help shirts for TC Bagger.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna let that go?
Right here?
Yeah.
I'll get you one.
Okay.
You know what? I'll get you one and you walk in with it on and Ty will flip a lid.
That works for me. He
Definitely
won't flip
print
a lid. He'll
TC
just say
Bagger
where the
on
hell did you get it
Print
from?
TC
and you'll be
Bagger
getting
on
it
it.
By the way, one of my favorite shirts that I wore down at the beach was the fishing shirt, the long sleeve TC
Oh, yeah.
backer with the fish on the back. You know how many people walk up and go, man, that
He wants to use that logo.
well, he's going to have to ask us nicely.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Glenn was actually in the
Oh, the Inshore Classic?
yeah, last year.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was different. It was different waters for me.
Yeah.
So the
Oh, so you were in channel.
we were
Yes.
definitely fishing and not catching. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
it was
yeah.
different waters. I think some at points we were getting pretty frustrated,
Yeah.
but it was kind of cool because it's like a 2 or 3 day, but there's no you
It's
can
48 straight hours.
yes, so you can fish 48 straight hours
Right.
around the clock. So our room was right on the water, but we'd have to drive back across the bridge. But our boat was at what's the marina there called? It was great. Like they gave us a special
The same
spot
one with
at
holds
the
the
end of
white
the
wall
dock.
and open.
Yeah, we were right at the gas pumps. It was perfect. The whole thing
Yes.
was perfect.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. We had a great time.
The weather wasn't too
Yeah,
wobbly
Scott
either.
and his wife,
Yeah.
they hold an awesome tournament down there. I look forward to it again this year. And we'll have to hand select and see who wants to go and who can go, and we'll figure it out again. But we'll talk about some more of that because that usually comes up, I think, the second week in October
Yeah.
is the Inshore Classic. But Markey, they want to use the logo that he's designed for our TC Backer shirts for being a part of participating in the sponsorship down there. He had asked last year if he used our logo.
Yeah, that's
Again, Mr. Logo here.
And last year was a little different with the whole COVID thing. Everything was shut down
Yeah,
there.
it was kinda
it was
weird.
very
It
different.
was weird.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
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 There was no captain's meeting. Everything was on Facebook Live.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was very
But
different.
with being Maryland, it was better than being in Delaware or Pennsylvania at that time. So it was kind of like a,
Yeah.
a little sense of
a
freedom.
lot more lax compared to what we were
Right,
usually
right, but it
on,
was
so.
still it was like the Holocaust came through kind of thing. I mean, there's no one around. It wasn't typical Ocean City,
Right.
where it was like the local summer. You know,
Right.
September, October is kind of like the local summer down there. I didn't get that vibe last year. This year, I can hopefully imagine that.
I think it was car show weekend too or something.
Yeah,
That weekend.
yeah.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, like you
normal.
could book a hotel room without,
Doesn't
the day
happen.
before. No,
Doesn't happen.
no. So speaking of which, we better start thinking about that sooner than later.
Well, you didn't do your shout outs yet. Right?
Oh, go ahead, Chris. You're on it. Stan looks like Stan Miller says, "Hey, Chris."
Hey, Stan, that's my number one employee.
Oh,
Stan
that
Miller.
Chris. I was like, oh,
I seen that and I was so confused. I was
Right?
like, did we hire a
I
stand?
forgot.
That's Tabitha.
Hey,
That's Tabitha from Moms. That's
okay,
her.
gotcha.
I was so confused,
Gotcha.
man. I was like,
Good to see you, Stan.
Is that
Stan,
the
thanks for
signing guy's
watching,
name? That's
man.
what I thought.
Thanks for
I
watching.
was like,
That's
how's he-
Andrew, the one that started the gutter guys. Andrew.
Gio Molina, what's up, buddy? I can also totally agree with that. What Gio and Colin are saying, and Glenn, it's a great place to work. Anyone that's looking for a job, please reach out to us.
Yes.
We got a great culture here. What's up,
Right.
Lauren? Colin Cross, David KX, Zach Fisher's on here. My mom Dawn's on here. What's up, Mama?
Chris's
Who
mom.
we got else here?
Taylor.
Stan, what's going on? Cody Sharp, Mike Brown, Betty Gladfelder, Tabitha, Vic, Alexander Gonzalez. What's up, buddy?
Is that Vic?
Yeah, Vic watches
Vic
from
is
the,
watching
from
the
the
show?
DJ booth, man.
Victorino.
Yeah.
So one of these days I'll get behind Harry
Happy
and
with
get on
his,
here.
with
How's
his
that?
weekly baked stain comment. We
That's
got to
right.
get Tyler Richards up on here. He said that
Yeah.
he would come on once Glenn came on. I heard it out of his mouth.
Yeah,
today.
that's what he said today.
On the job site, he said, "You get Glenn to go on, I'll go on," because he thought that would never happen,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't even.
And here's
And it just so
Not
happened I
even-
got a text at
Not
4
even
o'clock.
12 hours later.
Hey, I got mine.
And nobody put me up to that.
It's around 4 o'clock. I got a text.
Nobody put me up to that. Baker and I were talking. It's like, what are we doing? What are you talking about tonight? And for those of you that don't know, and it was funny because Vic and I and Tam were talking about it, this isn't like a week out scripted
This is
video.
a 2-hour script.
Not even.
Not even script.
Okay.
This is a, hey, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we were still talking about that 2 minutes before we went live. Okay, just so everyone knows. So we were like, what are we talking about
Yeah.
tonight? And it's like, I'll call Markey. All right, you call. Right.
Is that how it came about?
Yes, we had a plan A and a plan B.
Yeah, yeah. So plan A and plan B showed up.
I'm not telling you
Now
guys who
it's
plan
now
A
it's
was.
six.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Just to let you know, whenever we're in that position,
Yeah,
what
I know.
are we doing?
Yeah,
Call Markey.
You're our go-to.
yeah, man, for sure.
I can't believe Carmen Pantano hasn't shouted out on this.
Yeah.
Usually he would.
If he hops on here, man, I got some good news.
Fly by
for
the
him
seat.
over
That's
there.
right.
You see what we
Yeah,
got in there
that's
now.
the tray's all done in there.
Oh
Tray's all
yeah.
done inside
So
there.
if he is watching, that stainless steel just showed up yesterday, man. Apologize for that. We did everything we could. Now it's made.
Mark, you
it's
might
built.
have to put your toolbox in there, brother.
Is that Carmen's? Did he win that?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh, he ain't
We
getting
got
that's going over my pool.
We got to crane that sucker up on his deck.
Yeah, man.
What are you
We'll have to
talking
order
about?
like a man
Let
lift.
him do it.
We got the ladder.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Is that why you bought the ladder?
Yeah.
You didn't buy it for your employer.
No,
You guys
we
look at
got
this-
it in hopes that we could use it to get Carmen's flower.
And you know what? He
slash
probably
beer
won't-
box.
Flower
his,
on the landing
his beer
He'll
box.
tell you it's a flower box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that.
He's like, I need something special for my flower planting station. though.
Yeah.
I need you to line it with a drain and
Yeah.
metal and stainless
Right.
steel.
And
Is
it's
that
nice.
what? Did you guys line up?
Yeah, go look at it.
look
There's
at it. It's got
stainless
the
steel.
line and
and
stainless
everything.
steel in there. It's got
A drain in
and
the center
everything.
now.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'll double what he paid if you allow me just.
Well,
to take
you
it.
got to ask him about that.
I'm not asking. I'm just going to take it. He'll have to come get
He's
it.
been very patient.
Hell, you
Swear
must
to
be
God.
crazy.
He's been
never
very
been.
patient. I haven't heard a peep out of him.
Yeah,
about
I
it.
think he might have forgot about it.
He
Actually,
may have.
Seriously?
Oh, there you
Or just
go.
take it to my pool. That's
Yeah.
it.
Tell him if he wants
know what
to
I'll
see
do?
you come to your house. and
Yeah,
check
we'll
it out.
do that, and then I'll call him and say, "Hey, I want to get some granite around this new bar I put out there." He shows up. He comes out.
Do it. Do it.
man, this looks familiar.
I will purposely have it delivered there. But then we got to deliver it to his house though, just so you can do that.
Why do you have standards, bro? Like you, like
I-
We're a little older now. Got a little bit more standard. 20 years ago, hell with it.
Yeah,
That'd have been my
seriously,
house
I
till he
would've def-
asked.
I would have definitely, if you'd have gave me double for it.
Do it 20 years ago.
He's a
Yeah.
big dog.
Carmine, the
for
funny
sure.
thing, man, I got to the shop here today and it's just gone.
They lost it off the back of the
They had,
trailer or
this,
something.
they had this ladder vader that put it right into my truck, right, and then
Yeah.
took it right out and put it on my pool by my pool.
Yeah,
And,
it is going to be a nice looking piece, for sure, for somebody.
hey, speaking on that, are you guys like? What is the time frame like for you guys? Like on if you could get product, how far out would you be? How far out are you now? Because I speak to
Scheduling.
when you speak to people like Carmine and Danny, they're like 8-10 months.
Depends
Yeah.
on what type of product you're
It's
looking
not
for.
that bad anymore, at least for us. Okay, so I would say everything's probably. It used to be 8 to 12 weeks. Now I would say somewhere between 3 and 6 weeks, depending upon what the product is. If you want windows, probably closer to the 4 to 6 weeks. Siding is in the 3 to 4 weeks. Roofing, honestly, we're probably 2 to 4 weeks out on roofing.
Yeah.
Which isn't
But
bad.
with that said, anyone listening out there, if you have an emergency situation,
Absolutely.
You got water coming into your house.
Yes.
We'll get.
We
we'll
have
get
a
ro-
full
we'll get your
service
roof covered.
department that that's all they do
we
all
will
day,
cover that.
every
I don't
day.
want someone to think,
No.
I got water coming in. I
Yeah.
heard they're out.
That's
4 to 6
our
weeks. I don't
normal
wanna- I don't wanna call
production.
them.
That-
Please call us. I'll have someone out to get you buttoned up tomorrow to get you over in time for us to get a roof on.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Don't let that
Yep.
scare you away.
Yep.
Wayne
Definitely.
Sweeney, Wayne Scott, what's going
What's
on,
up?
brother? Appreciate
Wayne
you,
Scott,
bro.
football
Happy birthday!
season.
Actually, it's his birthday today,
Oh,
isn't it?
Wayne, what are you, 72?
It is his birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah,
Mama.
happy birthday, Wayne.
Yeah.
Appreciate
He's gonna
you
stop
and
in the
everything.
office
Yeah,
and yell
he's
at
a
me. He's
he-
gonna walk
he's
in,
a
72.
he's a solid guy, man.
Yeah,
Yes,
Wayne's
he
a good
is.
dude.
He's a solid guy, stand up dude. He's got a great story,
Yes.
and he does a lot for the community, man. And he's one of those guys that doesn't, he doesn't really put it out there very much. You know what I mean? He does a lot, flies under the radar.
Yes.
I've heard stories about the things that he does for kids that, he's not even a coach of a football team and running kids to practices. And, he understands the importance of keeping kids busy at the age that that
Active.
he,
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah,
That's when kids start to stray off and youth sports and that kind of stuff. I mean, we had that whole show about it. It's very important as far as the structure, the camaraderie, the respect that you learn,
Yes.
all that kind of stuff that you get out of that.
Absolutely.
And he heads up that department, that program. We like it. We donated our thing to it. Markey is taking care of the helmets for it.
Yep. Yep.
So
For sure.
we appreciate you, Wayne. Happy
Speaking of
birthday, man. You deserve
Speaking
it.
of the donation, let's talk about your letter here.
Oh yeah. Anyway,
Your pride and joy.
Who wants to read this?
I'll read it.
Yeah,
I'll
there
read
you
it.
go.
read it.
All right. We should take. Ty sent me a text about this and a picture, and
And honestly, that's why I called you.
I know, and that
Okay.
and we all give when Ty goes full boat. There's a lot of us that give because we know it's all the right intentions. And he got a letter from the well today. If you know, they did a food drive, And in the food drive, they did 4,178 pounds of food. And the letter states, and this is from Patty Goon, the director of the well, it says, "I can't find words to express how thankful we are for the food drive you held benefiting the well. The total weight of your donation was 4,178 pounds. This is the largest donation to date that I am aware of."
Amazing.
Right? I'm sure you are aware of the large number of families facing hunger in York City as well as your county. Your donation will go a long way to help close the food gap in our area. Once again, thank you for from the bottom of my heart for your very generous donation and all the time you put into delivering to us. Sincerely, Patty Goon, Director. Shout out to you, brother.
Yeah,
I know you're gonna cry.
Hell yeah.
Gives you
I feel
chills,
like it.
man. I got my hair standing
Yeah, man.
on
I
my
do feel like
arms.
it.
And this goes back
Yeah.
to like that, and I know you get a little welly. It's
Uh-huh.
awesome, and you should, but you should be proud of the fact that when we did the when you did the turkey things, and then you came back and said this, I was like, 2 big ones in a year. Todd, man, you're brave.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's only one type of dude that could hit that can, or one type of certain type of person that could do that, and you're one of those.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
And you are.
Thanks.
And
It's rare,
it's
bro.
awesome. Listen, this kind of stuff, this kind of stuff is the stuff that the people that want to start, the young males or females in the world that want to start their business have to understand. It's just not about putting $1 in your pocket.
No.
And I think this speaks volumes to it. So I'm proud.
Thank you.
We are proud at To the T
Thank you.
Outfitters to be a part.
Listen, and
You're a big contributor
Yes.
to that, man.
Listen, it was the community that had helped pull this off, and that's why we brought the list. And I don't want to go down through the list of names, but more so, I want to thank the entire TC Backer family, okay?
Yeah.
Because those of you that didn't know what was going on and wasn't able to donate or whatever happened or forgot
Still
about
contributed.
it. Yes, they
Even
have
if you
no
don't
idea.
know it, you contributed.
Right, they have no idea that because of them showing up every day and going to work and producing product and a good product and we can't do this without you guys, every single person. And then one step further, the entire freaking community. Not the entire, but a few strategic people. Chris Markey, and I have to give a shout out to David KX and Lewis and Jeremy and Chris Bender with Rent Ready, Retail Ready. Those guys. Dan Barker at Members First brought a pile of stuff out. York Builders Association, Insurance Services United, Ben Weaver and all the girls in there.
West Side.
Yeah,
The
West
Lowers.
Side.
Yep,
Yeah,
the Lowers.
Yep, the Lowers, West Side.
Dottie's.
Yeah, Dottie's.
Yeah, Donnie.
that's-
I mean,
you know,
I
that's-
never went grocery shopping
Dude, what
like
a
that.
great idea that was for
Really?
him.
We were
You know what I
loading
mean?
cars
That
up
was a great
and
Yeah,
idea.
and
Listen,
that was
since-
Jenna and Tina's idea to call Dottie's,
Yes.
keep it local. Because we called around, I think Tam, and let's not forget Tam, because she was in the background. She was making the flyers, and she was like, when she came to work here and found out that we did that, she's like, I love this place. I freaking love this place. But
But it also goes to, like, I see you put out there, and I noticed, like, Jim Hankey's on that.
Yes.
Like, you buy all your equipment from him.
Yes.
Upstanding dude that they came around. Like,
Yes.
there's the hard checks to write when you want to give to people.
Right.
And then there's the easy ones to
Yeah.
write. And I feel that when you come to me with hey, I got this idea, or I'm going to do something,
Mm-hmm.
like to be involved or to write the check, whether you write it being part
Right.
of it or
Yeah.
you write it just monetarily
Right.
and write it
Yeah.
out. It's easier to write when somebody like you is behind something like that,
Right.
because you know it's right. It's
right on. Listen, and because
You know
of
how
you,
many times I get asked
So-
to give money and do kinds of stuff wrong,
Yeah.
and you just go,
Yeah.
ooh, you get that, like,
Yeah.
and you have to come up with a thing
well,
to be
and
like,
sometimes my thought was, so one of the reasons why we went back to the well was because and this was a group decision where we want to make an impact. So we've done charitable events before and stuff like that and then given back to the community, but I don't feel like we were spreading it too thin where it really wasn't making a difference or making an impact. So we decided, I don't know when it was, a year or two or whenever it was like, let's stay focused on one organization so we can make an impact. You know what I mean? And I'm not even trying to toot my horn, but this letter doesn't even really state what really happened that day.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about the monetary donations that were received. You want to talk about that
Yeah,
a little
so
bit?
basically the 4,178 pounds, that was just what we dropped off physically with our hands. In order to gain that, it was between the food that was donated and what we went to Dottie's and shopped for. Now, we also dropped a check off worth basically what we spent to donate that food. So, I mean, it's the amount goes past that. So, they're hopefully, they're blown away by that.
Yes.
But hopefully they're able to go out and do that again.
Yes.
Just based off of the monetary donations that the team came
Which-
up with, that the community came up with.
The community business
Yes.
owners who all
You know
of
what
us
I mean?
came
So-
together to be able to do that. And let's talk about the hygiene. That
Right.
was the food.
I was just
41
gonna say,
4,100 pounds
exactly.
of food.
Perfect
But
point.
now we're talking about deodorants, also deodorants and bottled
Toothpaste,
water.
Toothbrushes.
soaps,
Yes.
toothbrushes.
Yeah, man. It's
That's
insanity.
not even counting in that stuff. So I mean, the impact is. I don't
Amazing.
even think that we can even comprehend the amount of families and the amount of people. Because one of the big things that got me when we did the roof for the Christmas Attics out in Lancaster,
Yes.
they had the food pickup for the unfortunate families out there.
Yes.
It was just a representative of a household out there, and there was 1,000 people in that parking lot.
Yeah, man.
And it's like some of these people have 10, 12 people living in their house.
Yes.
So like you're talking, if on average there's 5 people in a household, you're talking 5, 6, 7,000 people that are being served food right here just today.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
the outreach of something like this that it has, and the amount of people that you touch and that you affect. Me and Ty were talking on the phone earlier today, and it's like it's so easy to get caught up in the problems that I have today. It's like, man, work sucked today.
Yeah.
Work was rough. I'm
Yeah.
going home, I'm stressed. Thank God I have that ability. You know what I mean? I could be at work not being able to focus on how to handle my stress because I don't know how I'm going to feed my kids tonight. You know what I mean? Like, we're blessed for the stress that we have. There's people out there that really, really have it bad,
Right.
and like you got to
Yeah.
really understand that. And these kinds of things
Yes.
open your eyes to that kind of stuff and like
Right.
really make you understand.
Right.
That's why what you always say: if you want to keep it, you got to give it away.
Yes.
You know
For
what I
sure.
mean?
Absolutely.
I do a lot of reading, and on that point that you're bringing up, John Wooden is he was a basketball coach at UCLA, won multiple. But one of his lines is, "It's what I learned after I knew it all that made me the man I am today." And when I was going through, when you go through this, trying to, I'm going to own my own business and I'm going to start, you kind of forget about everything. You worry about everything else. But once you get to a certain point, and you can create that culture at your business where you say, "Hey, we got to give back," or "We got to be a part of this." That's when you really are doing something, right? That's when you're like, I'm learning something now.
Yeah.
Like I'm learning, like, shit, I thought I knew it all.
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't really
Right.
know it all.
And if we can fill someone's belly, let's just say that one day that we could fill someone's belly to give them enough courage to go and fill out a job application, and maybe we've changed their life, their entire life. If we could just, you know what I mean? Because we were talking about God. I'll go way back. I remember where I was so hungry because I lived on the street. I was so hungry that I couldn't think straight. I mean, I didn't know what was up. I think I may have even been hallucinating, and not because of the substance that I was strung out on, but because I was so hungry. My pants were falling off me. You know what I mean? And I just, God, if I could have just put 2 pennies together, like 2 pennies won't even buy you a stick of gum in it.
No.
I'm gonna give you hope though.
You know what I mean? Like I was trying to get 99 cents so I could go get 2 Snickers bars, man. So I could, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Now, most of that was self-inflicted. But there's a lot of people out there that's not self-inflicted. That's just the cards that they were dealt.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if we could do something and give someone enough courage and hope where they can go or get that opportunity because they look presentable because they got a stick of deodorant that day, or a toothbrush, or a comb, or a pair of socks to stay warm one night, or whatever. Because think about this. I think about this every time. Okay? When you're outside in the wintertime and you don't really care if you step into a slushy mud puddle or something and get your shoe wet, because in the back of your mind you're thinking, I'm going to go home later. Can you imagine living on the street and trying to stay dry? Because you ain't got no home to go home to.
You don't know when the
to
next
take
time
a
that
hot
shoe's gonna
shower.
dry.
Right.
To take a hot shower, because I've been there. I did that. It is, and the things that we take for granted today. You know what I mean? And this keeps it real for me. I can't forget where I come from, bum.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if I keep talking about it, it'll get me choked up, because who would have thought?
Right.
You know what I mean? Who would have thought? Just a short time ago, and I'm talking just a short time ago, and I'm not even talking a half a lifetime ago, You know what I mean? That's how it was. I lived in a van. You know, not even trying to be funny like Chris Farley, down by the river. You know what I mean? That was me. I was the guy that lived in the van with no heat, no AC, and did not have gas to get that thing back up on the road. You know, with a compressor in the back, acting like I thought, you know, it took me an hour every morning to try to get that thing fired up. You know, a can of ether, you know, and it was miserable. It was horrible.
Well,
You know,
that
I was
makes it
getting-
all sweeter now, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It makes it all sweeter.
Absolutely, man.
And when you know that somebody that you, and I cherish your friendship, when you know somebody that's gone through that, I know you're sharing it now, but you shared it with me before, but when you know somebody that had gone through that and something becomes important to them, it automatically becomes important to me.
You got to remember where you come from.
Yeah.
man.
Well, he remembers it, but he's our relationship. You got to remember, and we talked about this before. Our relationship started basically business. We just started talking. He would pick up stuff, and we'd start talking business.
Yeah.
And that's how our friendship started. We knew each other before that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Usually it was Jenna walking in and
Right.
no, I don't want it like that, and get me 3 of these.
Right.
And, no, that's too small. And can I
Yeah.
try on 17 of those? And,
Yeah.
and Ty's like, can we leave?
Right.
I just
Right.
want to go.
Now he's the one that wants to try everything.
Now he's like,
I've gotten wiser because I've ordered so many things. Like, Christ, none of that shit even fits me.
I remember when you were down there at the
okay
show.
with that.
You know?
You got to order some more.
Right, I do too. Normally,
When you
yeah.
were down there at the show at your shop, he was just looking through everything.
Because there's things I don't even think of, and it's like, oh man, dude, they're nice. We're getting them next year.
Yeah.
But then something else cool comes out, and it's like, shit, I don't even know what to do. And how many do we need? Because like, how many do you want? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, so get me sizes. Oh my God.
It was different when we had 3 or 4 people, but now,
Yeah.
man,
You figured it out now, man.
Now you're getting truckloads.
Just order
of stuff.
500 of every possible
yeah,
size that you
just,
can get, and you get everyone
and
covered.
there they are.
Yeah. Now it's truckloads. It
Have
ain't-
at
it
it.
ain't
Have at
a
it.
trunk
We
load,
literally
it's
got a
truckloads.
shelf in our shop now that has all these different shirts
Yeah.
stacked in it, sorted by, you know,
Danny
size,
Howard puts,
color,
Danny
long
Howard
sleeve, short
puts Gelson
sleeve.
up there. And
Yeah, man.
We have
But
a,
that's-
we have a retail shop in our shop now.
Yeah.
But that's how we got to talk. You know, our friendship came from that. Not till later in our friendship did he share that. So that became important to me because it was important to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny, he was busting my chops when you had the turkey thing and I couldn't make it that day. I called him the next day or 2 days later and I was like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't make it. He goes, yeah, that's fine. And he was rubbing it in my face. What's the matter, Vic? Oh, okay. But he was rubbing it in my face because I didn't show up, and I felt bad enough. And then and everybody was having fun, and I wasn't there.
even the mayor of York was there and you weren't there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mayor, the commissioner.
Yeah, commissioner.
Yeah, that was.
You'll
a
be there
very
this
kind-
year, though, right?
Yeah, probably better that I wasn't.
He said we could shut the street down this year.
Yeah, we're gonna shut the street down.
Shut the street
He said,
down.
why didn't you call us and have the street shut down? I was like, well, I was afraid we weren't even allowed to do this. I said, it was one of those things
They'd
where
have
we were-
asked you for
No, you can't shut it
$700 to be able to do it.
Knowing our luck, he was
Well,
like, no,
just
you
to
can't
do
shut
it
it
and
down.
ask
By
for
the way, you
forgiveness.
can't even do this.
Yeah, right. So we wanted to ask for forgiveness
Yeah.
and permission.
Yeah, right. You always do that.
Right. So we did it.
better to ask.
But then they thought it was a great idea. I was like, shit, we could have shut the street down. It was like,
And you're like, 700 fryers. Let's do it.
that's right. Next time. That's right.
Next time.
That's right. We definitely. Maybe
What
we'll
is
get-
that date? That's the.
I don't know. We haven't picked a date yet.
I mean,
When
we
did
should
you
probably
do
keep
it?
the
You-
same.
did you
Let's
do it a
let's
week
do
before?
We did it the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the
right?
day before.
Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it was the day before.
Yeah, the day before Thanksgiving. So whatever that is, then that's what it is.
Yeah.
November
It's
24th.
the third Wednesday in
It's
November.
It'll be the 23rd this year. Because last year was the 24th is Thanksgiving. this year,
Cool.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, let's start getting it out there.
Yeah.
You
As long
know?
as Vic brings his guitar and plays, plays.
It's gonna be hard to do with his hand stuffed in
Stairway
turkey.
to
Look, if you play the guitar, I'll wear my outfit. How's that?
Yes, we did do a Diddley Allen.
If you play the guitar, I'll bring a special outfit. You let me know which one you want.
Yes, we did. We pulled her off, man. That's for damn sure.
So we got Glenn here. We didn't even
Yes.
talk to this man.
Oh,
Good
sorry,
Glenn.
Glenn.
Oh, you're way to go.
Yeah.
I was the B option, but I made sure I was A when I got here.
That's fine. It's fine. As long as I get that shirt. I'm gonna keep hitting around to it.
I got you.
I got some fishing stuff I can get logos put on too.
That's right. That's right.
You want to get me in trouble, don't you?
Yeah, man.
You wouldn't walk in with it on, would you?
Oh, I gave him one of my fishing shirts.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yep. Yep. old Catfish Mafia.
It was the Fluke Mafia one, I believe.
Oh, that's
Did I
right.
got
Yes.
so many shirts at home yet.
Yes, it
Unbelievable.
was the Fluke Mafia.
Sorry, I used to somebody else. I'm not going to lie. I'm from Marietta. I'm from that side of the river.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry
Yeah.
to hear that.
We need to get the arena over there. There's a
I mean, you guys are Red Line, Marietta. It's kind of the
Ghetto's a red line though. I just grew up in
Oh,
the
Ghetto's a red line.
Ghetto's a red
Nice.
line.
Yeah.
For all those out there, there are ghettos of red line. I'm just telling you. Don't go down to First Ave. Call me if you need to drive down there. All right.
Don't worry, there's some in Marietta. Front Street.
Yeah, but Front Street,
Right?
Front Street.
right beside the railroad track.
Oh, yeah, that's where all the bars are.
But that's not the ghetto. Yeah. All right.
Alan said, I guess you're coming back next week, right?
I'm going to check on my wife, make sure she's not planned.
Okay.
Because I got 5 kids.
Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
That's what I do. I got to make it at least sound good in case kids watching.
Yeah.
I got to at least make it sound good.
That's right.
Well, heck,
right.
you could have a great show. Bring all 5 kids with you.
Well, like I said, my little one wanted to come tonight. I said, no. Because she's techno destructo.
How long have you been with Ty?
Almost a year. I started right after Labor Day.
Yep.
Me and Ty were supposed to meet at a cornhole tournament and talk,
Yes.
but it's Mackenzie, right?
Yeah.
Had her baby. He sent me a
Yes.
message right away, and I gave him credit. He didn't blow me off or nothing.
Yeah.
He said, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. You know, she's having her baby. I said, okay, no problem. And then I believe I came in, I think it was Tuesday. He asked how early I could be here, and I'm an early bird myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather get up, get moving.
And you live over this way?
I live in Marietta.
Oh, you
I
still
live
drive
there.
over this
Yes.
way, or just drive to the job? Or?
Well, I drive
He
over.
comes here every
Yeah,
morning.
I'm here every morning.
shop.
Wow, good for you.
Like I said, it takes me in the mornings. It ain't bad. 30 minutes. Way home, an hour.
Yeah.
30 lights.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Ty should get you a helicopter and let you get home.
Oh, don't. Oh, he already knows there's an inside joke on that. I went to look at a job and somebody flew in on a helicopter in it. Jeff Inch, we went over Jeff Inch and he flew in the helicopter. I've sent him a video right away. I said, Ty, where's ours?
Yeah, Ty.
Yeah.
Ty. Like,
Yeah. We're working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing I told him, but
Let's get a couple more solar jobs under our belt, man.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get a.
yeah. So when's your house
Solar
scheduled for a
powered.
solar job?
Yeah.
What's that? We've been talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to do solar at the shop.
At
I
the
want
shop.
to buy the building at some point, but
Let's talk.
I
Let's
want
get it
to.
done.
I want to put it at the shop.
We'll have to put a gable roof on it.
We won't.
Yeah, we'll have to.
No, we'll put the brackets and you can.
Oh no, you gotta get it all out.
I ain't
Yeah.
doing all that. That's
Why
a lot
not?
of money.
Yeah, but it'll look good.
Ty's shirts.
Look
would
how
have
much
been-
money
He
it's gonna
spent
save.
$7,000 on the shirts.
Yeah. No comment.
No, but
No
all my
comment.
neighbors around me have solar.
Yeah, no, so like I said, I've been here almost a year. I worked for myself for 19 years, and I just said, it's time for a change. Trying to find reliable help anymore, and that's where I know where he, that's why I try to alleviate as much stress as I can off him. I know what it's like, and it's just,
Do you
trying
have
to
a crew? Do you run a crew, or is it just you, or what?
at one time I had 9 guys, and then I didn't want to.
I mean, for Ty.
for Ty, I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I whatever needs done.
We kind of consider him the general manager of like our investor division, that we do a lot of work for real estate agents.
but at the same time, I mean,
I do
he
still do a lot of
also-
mill.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he also, his expertise, because he did the other side of one of the builders that we did work for. So
Yes.
like we did, this area of their work, and we were neighboring with him. So
Yeah.
like he was
Yeah. Like-
technically a competitor of
Yeah.
ours.
Yes.
And we
but
always
not ever
talk.
really a competitor.
No.
You know what I mean? He was
No, 'cause
one of the guys we always got along
We
with.
used each other.
Yeah.
If he needed help, he'd call me, and if I needed help, vice versa. So we always had a great. But he did the same thing we did. But we had a relationship.
Right.
We kind of respected each other's boundaries.
Yep.
Right.
Business is business, but
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, I wasn't going to cut his throat.
Right.
I'm not one of the guys who go out and cut anybody's throat.
Right.
Right.
And it's just
Yeah.
Which is
Because we
kinda
pull
cool,
him in on
but-
new construction a lot because
Yeah.
he's that's what he cut his teeth
And
on.
he
You know
knows
what I mean?
that
He
same
knows-
builder that we
knows
did
that.
work for, and has turned us on to other builders that he did
Yes.
work for.
Yeah,
Garmin
and
a
that's
couple
how
other-
that's how it usually works. And I always say, like, when you talk about we never cut each other's throat. Listen, in our business, people have talked about probably to the T outfitters a lot, or Chris, me in general. But we never gone out. We talk about what we do and how we do it,
Yes.
right? And you push the issue. So you push the issue in the market so that they have to follow,
Yes.
right?
Right.
You push the issue so that the other builders have to keep up with that,
Yes.
or you're gonna fail.
Right.
And every day we try to do that. Now it's nice when other people come along and then they try to go along with it. But you just continue to try to push it down that road, and you want them to come along. You want people in your industry to succeed, right? And then when you're tired of trying to find people because it's hell, hey, I'm going to go help him succeed because we never really fought.
And we talked for a little bit before, about it and stuff, and it was and one of the main turning points for me was I lost a guy who worked with me for 15 years, and trying to replace somebody like that, I'm burning through kids left and right, and it's I'm out here hanging siding by myself, 36-foot poles up by myself and stuff, and 7 days a week, dark to dark, and you can't move your shoulder, now I can finally move my arm again and stuff, a lot better, but it's okay, maybe it's time for a change, and I had opportunities elsewhere. I had a lot of opportunities, and like I said,
relationships matter, right?
Yes, and then talking with Ty, I said, I feel it's a better fit for me here.
And I'm grateful that you're here, man.
And it was just a better fit, I feel. Now, sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I have second thoughts because of working for yourself for so long. You know what I mean? And you do, but
the stress of not having all the other stuff there is...
you can lay your head at sleep at night, when you got people working for you, you got to make sure that money's coming in, because you're not worrying about one guy, you're worried about his family. If he has 5 kids, not only you're feeding your family, you've got to feed his family. Next thing you got all the other people to feed. And it's some of the builders waiting on checks. Like I said, I know exactly what it's like.
And being smaller, sometimes that's even more of a challenge, because they'll look at but when you start to get bigger, then you have more, you can work with it more, and don't have the headaches as much, and you have people there that help you, you know what I mean, that hired to bring in. So you hiring him is kind of the same way. I don't have to worry about this anymore. Just send Glenn on it.
Right. Glenn had filled somebody's shoes. Glenn was here for a minute, and then we made some changes, and Glenn was able to fill that void like nobody, like it tenfold. It was night and day. The person that was doing that particular job, after we had parted ways with that person and Glenn kind of slid in that position, man, it was I swear to God, now I don't know what stress that the rest of the team was under. I didn't feel it, because Glenn stepped in that position, took over that role, had already started making those relationships with those people, helped a little bit, I'm sure, but he slid right in and has took care of Neidlinger and CR and whatever else.
We got new ones every day calling.
He does a great job. And one of the things that I like most about Glenn is because probably of the background he has, he understands, number one, the construction game, and number two, how to communicate and how important communication is. And anything that you do,
that's
communication is
huge.
Is amazing.
That's huge.
Just being a level person with him. We talk a lot, with Brandon, Chuck, Tyler, all of us guys. We have a group chat and everything that we talk in, but it's much easier because I know that he has my back. I got his back. Just like Brandon has his back.
Those guys can do their jobs because he's not worried if he's doing his job or he's not.
I know that he's got it.
They can do their jobs.
And you have
and they can rely on each other. If he needs something, I got you. He knows he got you.
I'll call Brandon a lot if I'm out, hand over a Chuck. Hey, do you need anything out here? Do you need me looking at anything? Try to save their day. If he needs
or save time.
Or
while we're out here, might as well not double back. Let me look at it and check it out. We're getting better at our shop like that, thinking ahead. What I call thinking ahead. And when they start thinking ahead or thinking in our shop management system, which we have it all together, allows us to think ahead. But your background allows you to think ahead.
I still try to treat it like my own. You got to treat people with respect. I mean, now there's time to put your foot down on some people. Always give everybody the benefit of the doubt. If it's a common occurrence, and you got to, like you said, lay into them a little bit.
But coming from you to Ty, if you say to Ty, listen, if it was me, I'd be jumping on this guy right now, right? But it's your business. You do what you want.
We haven't had those discussions.
Like I said, I
think we both think the same at the same time. And I'll be honest with you, the couple times we've had that situation, Glenn's already on it. He's already on it. I think he's no, because sometimes if I get involved, it doesn't always end well. So I think he
that's
knows
why
that. He knows me well.
I try to keep everything out of his hands, like Chris. Anything,
You know, and
I
same
just-
with Baker and Brandon and Chuck. I
Yeah.
think what they try to do, but then there's a lot. Sometimes there's things that Chris or Brandon or Chuck has to come to me and say, "Hey, this is what we have going on.
Yeah.
What are we going to do?"
That's a
about
last resort, though.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, what I've noticed, and this isn't like talking crap or anything like that, but you know, we're in it every day. We're making those phone calls. We're hearing the people every day.
Mm-hmm.
So if he gets involved, he has no idea the 25 steps that happen to get to that point.
And you have to
He
tell
just
him.
needs to make a
You have to
reaction and
explain
solve
it.
something right now.
Like,
Yeah.
So a lot of times,
we try to come up with a solution.
sometimes that may not, the reaction that we have to go through may not be what needs to happen, but
Yeah.
it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Because something needs to happen right now. But you know, he has to make a decision because somebody else called him to tell him fix this.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But so he doesn't have the time to do the research, figure out how
Right.
this got here. It's like, no, this needs to happen today. We need to fix this. This is what we're doing.
Yeah, anytime like I'll go to him and ask him, I'll say, hey, you know, do you mind if I do this? Because I'm newer, you know, I'm one of the newer guys here when it comes to all this. Do you mind if I do this? And he says, no, you do whatever you think's best.
Yep.
Then it's like, okay, you know.
sure.
Yeah, and that's the road I'm going at. When I talk this, now we're really circling back to where we started. The Chuck, my sales manager, that's what he's asking me for. So I'm trying to slowly pull myself away and allow him to do more. But it's tough. It's tough, and it's tough until you know. And I have a Chuck, like Chuck's, like
Yeah.
Glenn's my Chuck.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I should do that more. But you know, it takes a little time, and you know
Yeah.
this is it's not going away now. 15
No.
years for us.
Right.
I mean, it was
Right.
a little awkward
ain't
when I
broke,
got
don't
put in
fix
this
it, you know?
position.
Right.
With everything that happened, it was very awkward at first. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie. And you know,
Yeah.
it was awkward for you and
Yeah.
awkward for everybody.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know, especially like, you
I
know,
think
I'm
that it
newer,
could've
got
worked out
a little
better.
bit more responsibility.
Me too.
You know, can we trust this guy? And you know, I understand 100%. You know, you got to prove yourself.
We trust you.
I'm one of them
I
guys
trust
that I did a lot of fishing. I had a charter service for years, a lot of fishing tournaments. I'm one of the guys that like to be the best of the best at everything. I do.
you. Yeah.
I like to be.
Nothing wrong with that.
And that's why you.
I
fit
like
in.
the competition.
We were talking
Yeah.
today, like we're not just a contractor, we're a premier contractor, and Glenn fits that. Baker, Vic, Brandon, Chuck, because I've
And you.
yeah.
Don't
we,
forget
we
yourself.
don't want to be, you know, just a contractor. We want to be a premier contractor. You know, there's a little something more special.
Right.
We take a little more time and pay attention to detail.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we had that discussion today about like, you know, how do we present ourselves? But what are the guys wearing? What do the vehicles look like? What are the inside of the vehicles? What do the outside of the vehicles look like? Like it's just those details. When you pull into a customer, whether it be new construction, or a realtor, or retail, or storm job, whatever, what do we look like?
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? That we have
You
to.
open your car door and 2 soda bottles fall out and roll down the driveway. You know,
Yeah.
what's the initial
Right.
you know, image that you're putting up?
Like dude's driving a dumpster, or does it look like it's a nice work vehicle?
I'm the black sheep of the family. I'm the one who drives in a black truck.
Yes.
I'm the black sheep.
Actually, I looked at 2 trucks today.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm the
He
black
just
sheep.
looked at him. He
Actually,
drove
Jim.
by,
Actually,
looked at him.
Jim down at the Eastern Shore. He test drove them today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
He
the black
gave him
sheep.
the stamp of approval.
I
So,
like I said, it's funny because
yeah.
I can drive through and say nobody knows who I am.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone's
Yeah.
used to the white trucks, all the
Yeah.
TC
And
trucks.
everybody knows my sayings here. Nobody's really fond of them sometimes. It is what it is, and you know what I mean. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
A lot of times it is what it is. I tell everybody, do what you can do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do what you can do.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I do it a lot. I know Derek gets a little, he goes, Jesus, now you got me saying it. Damn.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause it's,
Good. And Derek was watching, and he said some really nice things about me, and thank you. And again, we can't do it without you. And one of your workers are on here too. Tabitha is on here.
Yeah.
So thank you for your kind words. And then SYC said they want to help in any endeavor that we get
They also
in.
said that they got a helicopter
Right
contract
on.
too.
Well, that's great.
Oh.
Hook us up. Hook us up. So
Hey guys, I got started on, and I don't know if are we coming to the end of the show right
we
here?
are.
Yeah,
To
we're
the tee
actually
out.
an hour and 8 minutes in right now.
I think you need to put me and you in them chairs.
That's
for
right.
one of
I'm
these
talking
shows.
about.
Yeah,
it.
right.
But I do gotta say this:
I'm down.
June 26th, 2006, To the T Outfitter started in my basement.
Nice.
And so we're at 15 years. So this is our 15 year. You'll see a lot of stuff come out, and we're doing some stuff through our marketing for what we call Hometown Heroes, which we're looking to have Ty be one of those and do a little video series on Ty.
Oh, boy.
And some other stuff. We didn't tell him yet. But anyhow, we're doing a lot of good stuff. Our York Media has been doing a lot of our media. Shout out to Will and Rebecca. So they're a big help on this 15 years. And
Nice.
thank you to all the customers that have trusted us and the ones that probably still hate us, but we're going to try to earn your business back at some point.
Right on.
But
Well
thanks.
said.
Thanks for having me on today.
Well said,
Yeah, man.
Thanks for
Well said.
having me on
Yeah,
today.
thanks for having
Yeah.
me on.
We
We
were
are
the same-
hiring here. Make
Yeah.
sure you remind us. We are hiring.
We are
Yes,
hiring.
we're hiring just about every position. You know anybody, or you're tired of where you're working at now, check us out. Come down. We'll give you our spiel and let you know what we're doing.
We had a kid start Monday, had no experience.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and actually today
Right.
he was up on the roof. He didn't think twice.
I
He
spoke
just got
with
down
Colin
to
about him, and Colin seemed to think that he's going to make it.
just needs some
So,
time to
yeah,
learn. I mean,
right.
it's-
Yeah. So
Good.
they're out there. The kids are out there that are willing to work. So it's not as bad as we think
Yeah.
it is.
Colin
Lauren,
Kids, but he's
one of us will
24.
get a hold of you, Lauren, about the. I think the next thing that we'll probably end up doing is probably going to be the turkey salute. I'd imagine that'll probably be because it's almost August right now.
November.
Yeah, so November, we'll probably start really gearing up on that in the next month or so. I'll make sure that either myself or Tim or somebody gets a hold of you, Lauren, and we'll get you information on how you guys can participate. Whether you guys want to donate items, you guys want to come down and actually donate physical time and help us with it. The more the merrier. But yeah,
Nice.
we'll definitely get you info on that for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, Tyler said good things about the new kid too, man. So yes, thank you, and we'll definitely let you know. Somebody will reach out to you and let you know more about what we might need. I know Dottie's wants to get involved. We're gonna have to get numerous things. I'll go back through and check out the old list from last year. Obviously, I think we're gonna stay right around probably. We got at least one turkey, so we'll probably do 22 turkeys, but the name will stay the same. 21 Turkey Salute, second annual.
Maybe you should get Dottie's on here and have those people on
Right.
here to tell them
Right,
and
but
say to
we're
them.
gonna need more turkeys. Like we
Yeah.
did about 30 turkeys last year. I'm thinking we're gonna need. We were out of food in 3 hours, maybe sooner than that.
Yeah, because I had to run across the street and get all that butter.
Yeah.
I think I bought the small
Right.
butters to bring
Yeah,
it over quick.
so if
Right.
we did 30 turkeys, honestly, I think we could pull off 60 turkeys. Like, and I'm not exaggerating. As soon as the first batch is done, we drop the second batch in. As we're serving, they're getting done. I really feel like we need twice as much food because the thing that I hated the worst was there
We
were
were
still
turning people away.
there were still people coming.
Yeah, we were turning people away.
Yeah,
And it was
seeing
over
her mom running
300
to
plus
Walmart,
people
get
we
stuff and
served.
stuff,
Yeah,
and
because
ran
we
to the
didn't even
store.
think, Chris, we didn't even think that, some people were going to be coming and grabbing 4 or 5 dinners.
No.
You know what I mean? I'm
You
just,
thought it
I'm
was
just
one.
thinking,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like a person.
Or they would
okay, so
have
we
their
feed
family there
500
with them,
people.
but they're like, no, they can't walk. They're in a wheelchair,
Yeah,
disabled.
yeah, we didn't think
You know,
about that.
kids. You know,
And
whatever.
who are we to say like, no, you only
Yes.
you can eat, grandma?
Yeah, so
can't
we're
eat.
stacking
You
people
know what I
up
mean?
this deep. You know, and this is the deal. If they feel like they need that many, let's just say it was for them.
Yeah.
Cool.
If they haven't had a meal, what does it matter?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
What does it matter?
Right. I didn't care.
Right.
We weren't using portion control scoops. Do you know what I'm
Really?
saying?
man.
No.
Really, you didn't measure it out?
No.
Slap.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
you
You want
We were
another
one
one?
of the, we were
Yeah.
one of the,
you know?
one of the city corner store services with the styrofoam containers
Yes.
that they just loaded up and
Yeah,
they can't
that's what
even
we were
close
doing.
that.
We were loading that
Yeah.
stuff up,
That's
man.
how we rolled, man.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, we'll definitely
good
be
stuff.
involved in that.
It was great, man.
We'll be involved.
Can't wait. So, yeah.
Yeah, so
Thanks.
this was
Thanks,
a great
guys.
episode,
You're welcome.
guys. I
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
you guys
Yeah.
coming on here.
Nice
for sure.
seeing you
For sure,
again,
man.
Glenn.
Yeah.
For the first
Yeah.
time.
I got to trim my nose hairs out.
Yeah, call him out.
I was up in the mirror with a microscope today because I knew he was coming. So
Oh, no.
And we get
hopefully
to the-
everyone finishes out the rest of the week. Great. Have a good week, guys. We'll catch you guys next Wednesday for episode 84. Yeah, everyone stay safe and appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have not liked to the T Facebook page, make sure you guys
Yes.
hop over there, give that a like.
Yes.
Show the support there, TC Backer fam, and we appreciate you guys for all the support. Everyone have a good
Absolutely.
night.
Thank you.
See you guys.